To quote the late, great Dennis Green, American football coach, they are who we thought they were. The Unihertz Titan Slim retail version is here, and it is what we thought it would be. And when I did my original video talking about the Titan Slim and saying it's not a BlackBerry and saying to be very careful when you go into this device if you're a BlackBerry user thinking it's going to be a BlackBerry, that was because we had just come off the heels of the news that there wasn't going to be a new BlackBerry. Unihertz swept in with the announcement of this device that looked like a Key 2, and you're thinking, well, okay, I didn't get a BlackBerry, so I'm going to go ahead and order this. This is not a BlackBerry. It's never going to be a BlackBerry, and it's not trying to be a BlackBerry. And that's for more reasons than just the build and the other things. It's the ecosystem, it's BBOS. There's a bunch of different reasons why it's not a BlackBerry. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's discuss what this device actually is and who it's for. And the customer, when you're thinking about a device like this, you really have to put yourself in that mindset when you're looking at a keyboard phone in 2022. There's no other comparison for this device. It's a binary for the consumer. It either works and you're going to buy it because you have your mind set on a keyboard device, or it doesn't and you're going to pass on it. There's not like you're comparing a Samsung to a Pixel 6 or anything like that. There's nobody that's going to buy this device and a week later be like, should have gotten the S22 Ultra. That's not what we're talking about here when we think of a Titan Slim. $329. I would have loved to have seen $299, but I understand they're a boutique phone maker, the way the world is, the supply chain, all the rest of it, the $329, that's not prohibited. I don't think it's going to be something that disqualifies the device. $329. There's always sales. They're out of stock currently. The link will be in the description. I am a Unihertz ambassador, whatever that means, but if you do use my link, it goes to directly helping the channel. So, unlike another device where we talk about display or something else first, we got to talk about the keyboard because that's why you'd be getting something like this. And it is the best key press and key that Unihertz has ever made. I don't want to say it's the best typing experience because of stuff that we'll talk about in a moment. And one of the things that helps with that, by the way, is I had mentioned in the other videos when we were using Tech Odyssey's Unihertz Titan Slim that I hoped that the rubber or the kind of rubberized case material was included, and it turned out to be a stretch goal, and they met it, but it changes the typing experience. I still would probably give the best typing experience on a Unihertz device to the Titan Pocket, just because it's a little bit wider, a little bit longer, the ability for my thumbs, if you have bigger thumbs, to slide gracefully across the keyboard. But if you're a Titan Pocket user, or certainly an original Titan user, and you suffer from that thumb fatigue, and you know what I'm talking about. You know, people don't know about keyboard phones. They haven't used them. I was like, what are you talking about with that? But if you're a long day sending emails, texts, and stuff like that, especially on the original Titan, that key press was tough. And so if you were getting that ache, that sore at the base of your thumb, this should help with that. It's a very nice click. It still manages to be positive. You could know it's a clean click, but it's not one that really requires you to dig in there to get the key to press on the keyboard itself. So definitely the best key, I guess you call it switch, that they've ever made on the Titan Slim. Performance. I said this about the Titan Pocket, and it holds true for the Slim. It's a Helio P70, I think, or 60, something like that in there. I don't know the exact. I'll leave it in the description what the exact Helio that they put in here is. But because it's pushing a 720p display, because it's not asking a whole heck of a lot out of the device itself, it's a relatively snappy Android 11 experience, especially when you think about this is a device hovering around $300. They did the same thing with the Titan Pocket. I was relatively impressed with the performance on that device as well. It's going to do everything that you ask it to do. It's going to do light social media. It's going to do Instagram. You're going to have no problems there. It's going to have Twitter, WhatsApp, web browsing, Facebook, all those things. And that's kind of where we land when we talk about this device. This is for somebody, especially if you're considering it over a Titan Pocket. This is for somebody who wants that physical keyboard, right? That's the number one priority on a device like this. But for whatever reason, family reasons, you need to be connected on Facebook, whether it's work reasons, you need a LinkedIn account, you need Instagram, something like that. You just like sending a lot of emails and you just never got away from that physical keyboard experience. This makes it slightly more usable and palatable for the applications that you're going to use in 2022. You get that extra screen real estate. It's not the best aspect ratio in the world, especially for a lot of websites, but it works. It's going to give you a better social media experience than the Titan Pocket because of the limitations of that 1x1 display, just kind of the very small display. So you're going to have no issue here. I believe we're looking at a 4.1-inch display, if I got that correctly. The good thing about it, 6 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. I don't know if that was an upgrade from the prototype version the Tech Odyssey had. I think his was 128, but being as there isn't expandable storage, the 256 is quite nice. That'll last you for some time to come. The thing with Unihertz, though, is you're not dealing with a Samsung, you're not dealing with a Pixel, you're not going to get OS updates every month. In fact, this is running on a security patch from September of 2021, last year. So what does that mean? All right, there's a couple things when we talk about OS security updates. The Google Play Store is still supported on Android 11. All your apps are going to have security updates as they're still supported on Android 11. But if you're somebody back in the day who did IT stuff, and at every place I worked along the way, every stop, I was seemingly the de facto IT guy. Security patches and antivirus and all that is only as good as the user. You could have the most secure and updated device in the world. If you get that text message about that phantom UPS delivery and you click on that link, it's not going to help you. You could have 19 locks on your door, and if you unlock each of them down the line and let the thief into your house, that's it. So that's more along the lines of when you're thinking about security on a device like this. Is it going to be the most secure in the world? Is it going to be something like your BlackBerry? No, you're not going to have BlackBerry Protect, but that's long gone. That's in the past, never to come back. So if you're looking for a keyboard phone, as long as you're careful, use the apps that you should, use apps that are supported on Android 11, you're going to be just fine, no issues there. Battery life, fantastic, phenomenal. I think it was a 4100 milliamp hour battery. I just wanted to look at the actual display size again because I think I got that incorrect. Yeah, 4.2-inch display, 4100 milliamp hour battery on this one. Lasts plenty long. Again, not pushing anything more than a 720p display, and a small one at that. You're not going to have a whole heck of a lot of issue with battery life. I'm looking up, which is 8 hours, which is an improvement slightly from the one that I had from Tech Odyssey, so that's good on the retail version. And the real strong suit of this battery is the standby. Unbelievable standby. I charged this once in 2 days, and a bunch of screen on time and all the rest of it, and we're at 64%. If you could see that right there. So phenomenal standby time, phenomenal screen on time, even with the brightness all the way up. And as for the display, is it the most color accurate display in the world? Is it the most detailed and contrast display in the world for an LCD? No. But you can see it's plenty colorful. It'll do the job. You can see the pictures that you want. You can tap the double tap on Instagram. You could do some light gaming. Microsoft OneNote works fantastic on it. You could have Microsoft To Do and some other stuff like that. BBM Enterprise works fine. If you're on there, I said leave your pin in the description. I'll go ahead and put you on there. There's Todd there, messaged me on BBM, so you can have some fun with that. And one of my favorite features to come back on a phone, notification LED, which is fantastic. Bezels aren't the worst thing in the world, really. Some of the things that we've moved on from and kind of enhanced on these devices. And notification LEDs, I still love it when I see it. I know if I got an email, if it's a text, if it's a WhatsApp message, or if it's a BBM message, it comes in white, I believe. I don't get a lot of... I wonder if there's a third-party app. If you know one on Android, I'll leave it down below in the comment section about ones that handle different colors for the different notifications, a third party, because they call it the notification dot. I really can't see any options for changing it based on app or account that happens to be messaging. Then, of course, you got the performance, the convenience key, whatever they're calling it, and whatever the programmable key on the side. I leave it flashlight. I use a lot of devices, so it eliminates me fumbling. Oh, is it a lock screen one? Is it one I have to go into the menu? Whatever. I just know I can hit it right there and go ahead and have no issues there. Overall, we'll take the case off, but like I said, that really helps. Leave that on. That's going to help you give you that little... Listen, it's a millimeter or two, but it makes a difference when you're trying to spread your thumbs out a little bit. You got the 2 SIM trays because reasons, but it is a dual SIM device, volume up and down. Not a whole heck of a lot going on here, but it is relatively well made. You do have the IR blaster, which is quite nice. And I want to show you $29. Sorry for going out of volume range there. I think it was $29 on the site. The leather case, they do say rotatable, but it's not 360 degrees. You literally get 4 positions, and you got to really... It'll work, at first, but once you get it in one, I suggest you can see that was smooth as butter. Once you get it in the one you want, I suggest you keep it there. but it does do the job. Nicely padded inside, decent leather, and I wore it yesterday, and it was nice and comfy. No issues there. That's the look you want, okay? Late 90s, early 2000s. Fellas, if you're single and you go out with this, I'm telling you, start saving for that engagement ring now. You're going to have no issues whatsoever once you rock this on your waist in 2022. If you made it this far, like I said, this is the initial one. We're going to go over it, of course, next week when I've had a full week with it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know your questions about the Unihertz Titan Slim below. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.